So yeah, today in Abby Phillip World, we're going to be talking about Zohran. Okay.
They're both from New York. They both have a populist message, and they both shocked the political establishment. So is it possible that Donald Trump and the socialist candidate Zohran Mamdani are birds of the same political feather?
What? Donald Trump and he both get out and they talk to people and they listen to people and they understand how people feel. And he's using social media the way that Donald Trump has. And you know what? All of us in life have different perspectives, different experiences. He's running in a city that's very different.
Well, yeah.
And hey, she means that as a compliment.
Donald goes out and talks to people? He listens to people? When? Where?
She really does. Yes. And I don't think she's wrong in the broad strokes of it. What do you think, Pete?
Well, they are certainly similar in terms of the political playbook that they're running. I want to make sure we're all clear. They're not similar in terms of their ideology. There's nothing that's similar about them. But this all reminds me of a little experiment that AOC ran on her Instagram account right after the election. She asked voters who split their tickets and voted for her and for Trump or Trump and another Democrat, why? Why did you do that? Polar opposites of the ideological spectrum. And it came down to the same reason for almost everyone, to a person. Authenticity. Feeling like those politicians understand the struggles that you face. And that makes a difference. And I don't care for Mamdani's politics at all.
Of course you don't.
But he has tapped into that. He has been able to.
Can I just argue, make a little quibble with a little something? Because I do think that Donald Trump, more than any other Republican, he has actually done partial state ownership of private enterprises. He is populist in the sense that he is anti-globalization, anti-trade, effectively. So there are some actual policies that do not make him aligned with long-term
anti-globalization, except when it comes to the Intifada. But Zohran Mamdani, I don't see this parallel really, and I think we're projecting a lot on Zohran Mamdani, who is like very unknown, and he reminds me kind of Beto O'Rourke. Remember that guy? Progressives were trying to tell us,
except that he won.
No, I know that he won an election. But let me just throw a little cold water on that. New York's got over 8 million people. 1 million people voted in this Democratic primary. That's an eighth of the population. Of that 1 million people, half of them voted for Zohran Mamdani. He got 1/16 of the New York population. And we'll see what happens in the general. But I lived in New York a long time. New York City is liberal. It's not Portland liberal. And I don't think most New Yorkers who live in the financial capital of the country, if not the world, want to globalize the Intifada, want to government-run supermarkets. I just don't think a lot of this stuff was well known to a lot of voters. And had he had a Republican challenger who was competitive and not Curtis Sliwa, maybe someone could have been making all of these arguments to a majority of New Yorkers. Again, we'll see.
Everybody fucking freaks out when he says that he wants a government-ran grocery store. It's not like all of them. He's literally going to put one in each borough except Staten Island. So that's four grocery stores that are government-ran, which is actually a good thing. I don't know why people freak out when they hear government. You know, it's like people are so patriotic and they're like, oh, so American, but they don't believe in, they don't trust our government. They don't believe in the rule of law. Nothing that America stands for, they're all about. So what the fuck are you complaining about? He actually loves it here. He genuinely loves New York. He, even Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson were like, well, he is America first because he's the only one that said that he would stay.
We'll see what happens, but I think there's a lot of projection onto him massive questions about what happens.
Fight with my friend S.C. Cup. He does not want to globalize the Intifada. He's never said that he wants to do that.
Does he know that?
He's never said he wants to do that. Let's be clear. But he has been really, I don't like this whole comparison between Trump and Mamdani.
Because I know people don't like it, but I mean,
I sure as hell don't like it either. Fuck.
It's very convenient to not like it, but
because I'll tell you why.
I mean, populist politicians do often run with the same thing.
You mentioned
it doesn't really matter what the policy is, actually, in a way.
I have a theory.
But Trump has been on the side of on every side of every issue. So he's not actually that authentic. He takes every position possibly and then just lies about it. Mamdani's principled. Whether you like his ideas or not, he's not been on every side of every issue. He's far more authentic in every possible way that you can imagine than Donald Trump, who has lied more than anybody to his own people. The comparison to me, I'm having a hard time with it.
I could jump in here, though, for a second, because when we think about politics, we often talk about horseshoe politics. So if you look at the shape of a horseshoe, the extreme ends are actually not that far apart from each other. And the other thing that I've learned in my time as an elected official and gone through a lot of elections is that people love the idea of change. And that's what Trump represents. And that's what, that's what he represents too. And so I think sometimes, especially with people who don't pay attention to politics inside the bubble, like we do every single day and every week, you have someone out there, they're charismatic, they're tapping into your angst and anger. They're talking differently, and they're talking about change. And I think, one of the challenges that the Harris campaign had it's like, no one says, yay, status quo. But you talk about wanting change, even if it's not necessary, right? People want change. Barack Obama was about hope and change.
And sometimes they want it to be dramatic. And that's why, when somebody says, we're going to open up grocery stores or the government runs so the prices aren't so high. I don't know. They might say, okay. And Donald Trump is literally pointing the finger at corporations and saying, do not raise your prices. He wants to control prices for corporations.
I want to jump on what Etsy said. To your point, right after that primary, right after the election, Google search terms for socialism skyrocketed in the city. Because people didn't understand that's who he was, that's what he stands for. And I don't agree with your definition of authenticity.
It's because Americans are fucking idiots and this education system here has been failing since like the early 90s and nobody knows what the fuck socialism is. All these fucking idiots out here, you know what? That doesn't surprise me. God, see, these idiots are like, well, I hate this and this is the devil. And they go home and they're like, what is it? I don't even know what it means. Come on, America. Jesus Christ.
Authentic?
You, a Trump supporter, don't agree.
Authentic. It's saying what's on your mind. And that may not be consistent, but it's authentic.
It may not be Donald Trump, right?
I guess
you don't agree with my
I guess you're probably...
Donald is not authentic. He replicates what he sees. When he sees other people recognizing authenticity in somebody else, he replicates it. He himself is not authentic. He's the furthest thing from. If I was really, really dumb, I would mistake that for authenticity too. But he is not authentic in any way, shape, or form at all.
You're probably, I guess Pete is probably right about that. Maybe
Which Pete?
Authentic.
How dare you?
This one, because, the idea that Trump's authenticity is tethered in truth and reality is usually not necessarily the case.
Anyways,
but next for us,
what the hell was Essie Cup fucking saying over there? Jesus. She says really cool stuff sometimes, and then that's when, I hate to call it like this, but I could totally see her fucking like white girl, like white privilege fucking shit. I don't even think she even knew, but she was just kind of like, I don't really like this about her. And it's like, your whiteness is getting in the way, Essie. Just letting you know, heads up. I don't get what the whole, I feel bad for Muslims and even Indians, but like, they've been like the most hated race, all because of 9/11. Like seriously, they're still treated as if they were the ones that flew the planes. And like literally, you have no idea how many comments I see like, oh, he was, flying the third plane. Bitch, he was fucking 9 years old and his mom is a movie director, is a Disney movie director. He was like he was 9 years old, he's playing video games and shit. I can't fucking stand that. Does he look like I mean, seriously? You're that fucking dumb that you're not able to tell the difference between a regular innocent kid from a fucking terrorist? Jeez, it's crazy that fellow Americans feel so good saying these things like, oh yeah, we got them. Because it's like, you're making yourself look so fucking dumb. You're basically saying, I don't know the difference between A and B. Because you don't. And it's fucked up. And he wants just the most innocent things. The most basic things that like aren't even controversial enough to attack. Honestly, because even Fox was trying to like make him out to be this bad guy and they put out all the things he was running for, and even Fox idiots were like, well, I don't really see the problem in any of those things. But, since that wasn't working, they made him out to be... They accidentally gave him a really cool nickname. They call him Zohran the Destroyer. It says the Destroyer. And they have him... He looks all badass. It says Zohran the Destroyer. And then fucking Caroline Bitchface was like... What did she say? Zamdami. Oh, yeah, Zamdami. I was like, damn, that sounds tight, too. You guys... They can try and try and try it. There's not much they can say to knock this guy down. It's just ultra next level racism... that I'm like, you know what, good, because karma's going to be a bitch for you. Because what happens is, whatever race you hate, your next life, you're going to be born that race. No joke. I've had, like, near-death experiences and everything. Why do you think I'm Mexican? Half joking, kind of. Anyways, I'm just so disappointed in Essie. What the fuck, man? She's over here complaining, can't we just have women, like, in charge of race? She's complaining that we don't have good people in charge. Then we have the fucking... answer to our prayers over here, and you're part of the problem, Essie. Amazing job to Pete Dominic, not Pete C. What the fuck kind of name is Pete C? Anyways, the other Pete. I don't even know this Pete, but I love this Pete. Pete Dominic, he knows what's up. He fucking knows what's up. Anyways, I hope you like this episode. Please like and subscribe. Zoran's the man. Don't trust the fucking fear-mongering. Trust brings peace, okay? You cannot have peace without trust. Just trust. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
They got your data, dumbass.
Do not come. Do not come.